It is officially the season of giving, and the TEGNA Foundation is awarding the National Alliance on Mental Illness Idaho $3,000 for their efforts on improving mental health here in our community. And we have the executive director of NAMI, Beth Markley, here to tell us a little bit more about this grant and the organization. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. We really appreciate it.
I want to start and kick things off with the organization. You guys do such amazing work. So tell us, for those who don't know, what do you guys do?
So NAMI Idaho is about support, advocacy, and education for people with mental illness and their friends and family. At least 1 in 4 Idahoans is coping with mental illness every day, and they're also coping with significant stigma against mental illness, which keeps people from sometimes reaching out for help when they need it, and that can really produce isolation and loneliness, which in and of themselves are really deadly. And so this grant will actually help us train people with lived experience to be facilitators, to help with our support groups. And when you connect with people who are going through your own lived experience and walking that same path, it can be really, it can infuse people with optimism and hope, give them a view for a better future, and help them touch base with folks about, like, what did their journey toward mental wellness look like for them.
You guys have been around for many years now, and this year, with it already closing out, what are some highlights that you guys have gone through this year?
Sure. Well, we actually have been incorporated in Idaho since 1991. We were fairly low profile for a little bit until 2020, when we received a fairly large one-time grant from a health foundation. And since then, we've been growing our support of services throughout the state. We support our local affiliates in different communities throughout the state, and then we fill in the gaps. So we support about 500 or 600 people through our support groups and education every month throughout Idaho, and that's here locally as well as in communities as far as Sandpoint and as far east as Idaho Falls, and throughout the state. And of course, here in the Treasure Valley, it's the largest metropolitan area, so we serve a number of people through our support groups and courses, just helping people who have mental illness or who support somebody who does understand what they're going through and get some help.
Yes, and really quickly here, for those watching right now and who could use some of those services or just support in general, where can they go? What do they have to do?
Our calendar is listed on namiidaho.org, and you can find all kinds of resources and support through there. And of course, if somebody is having a crisis, we encourage people to call 988, which is our crisis and hotline here in Idaho and actually across the United States. And they will refer people to NAMI too as well.
And you can see that website right now on your screens just to learn a little bit more about what you guys do. And I guess this is the point where I have to give you this check. Congratulations on receiving the grant.
We really appreciate it.
Yes, and thank you so much for being here on the News at 4. We really do appreciate it.
It's my pleasure.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
We're going to be right back after this quick break.